Hello from this luscious, beautiful Bali. I'm actually in a rather quaint little villa, I suppose it is. Lovely here, super cheap. I think I'm paying about £18 a night for a room in this place. Just wanted to collect my thoughts, if I may, like I like to do, because I'm self-indulged. But in the hope of providing a bit of thought or clarity on healing. So I've spent a lot of time, look at the camera, did focus, eye contact. I've spent a lot of time in Corfu and recently in Bali because they're nice places to be. And there's big healing communities in both. And that is great. We're all healing. It's important to heal. It's important to learn. It's important to develop. It's important to open up. It's important to become more conscious, to be more awake, to meet like-minded people, to break habits, to stop self-sabotaging, to explore, be curious, and to grow, because we don't know the things that we don't know. So how do you know what you can heal into, what you can unravel about your childhood traumas, about why your brain works in a certain way, about how you have certain emotional reactions and responses? And having time on your own, having time in nature, having time on an island, having time without the distractions of media and the West and commercialization and consumerism and toxic media culture in beautiful islands is going to be cathartic to the soul. It's going to be incredibly healing. That's all incredible. I don't think anyone, really incredible, okay? I don't think anyone would disagree that healing is important and finding a place. The opposite to that is that, and I've recognized this in many people that I've met in the last 12 months, 2 years, 10 years, and maybe I'm guilty of this on occasion, is that the healing cannot become the only point of your life. The healing cannot become the healing. The teacher cannot become the problem. Can I find another one? Everything is about balance in life. And whenever one thing becomes omnipresent and becomes dominant, then it shrinks other things out. Whatever you're doing in your life. And for me, the observation here is that whilst it's incredible to absorb yourself in your consciousness and your divinity and your self-awareness, your enlightenment, these things are brilliant for unlocking yourself and unlocking greater peace and contentment. And that's fine. Everyone's on a different level of self-awareness. Everyone's on a different journey. Some people are stuck in a victim mindset, traumatized, fine. People are moving along this throughout life into different levels of understanding of themselves, different levels of understanding of the world, different levels of consciousness. And you can never really explain to somebody where they are on that journey. The person I am now is very different to the one I was yesterday, is very different to the one I was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 40 years ago. And I no doubt tomorrow in 10 years I'll be a different person. Maybe, maybe not. So, as you're going through your journey of discovering yourself, discovering what is important to you, what your life means, don't get absorbed into any one thing. Don't be healing for the sake of healing. You know, we can all traumatize ourselves. We can all become something. If we think long enough about one thing, we become that thing. If we focus on the healing journey too much, we forget the joys of other things. We forget the purpose of other things, which is actually to enjoy yourself whilst you're here and appreciate what you have. And if we're obsessed with constantly trying to find solutions and focus on ourselves, then we become too self-absorbed and we stop thinking about other people and we stop enjoying other things. And I think that's the same with anything in life. It's about balance. So the important point around this message is not that I'm judging anyone about how they lead their lives, because my own life is far from perfect. But anything in extremis, whether it's a healing community, a dive into spirituality, you can become obsessed with it. And ultimately, whatever makes you happy is what's important. But I don't believe that becoming obsessed or too integrated into one thing is healthy. And there has to be goals, there has to be purpose, there has to be other people, there has to be giving, there has to be awareness of a wider world that you fit into. It's not just about your or my growth. And I just wanted to share that, not because I'm downing on anyone particularly, but because I'm aware of my own mindset, my own mental mind health, that I can dive into myself, and it's not about I ultimately, and it's not about healing me. It's about growing for the future, and it's about how I can be a better person within that framework of positivity for other people in the universe, and my spirituality and connection with self to connect with others better. And I think sometimes I observe that if you're living in the fifth dimension all the time, you cease to become productive for the community, and you cease to be productive for the world, because a lot of people are absorbed with their own healing journey. As with all walks of life, there's people that are too self-absorbed. And I would just check myself, and I would check other people, that when you're becoming too self-centered, is that when whatever you're doing, it's the time to take a step back and think about where you're going in that journey, in whatever you're spending your time doing, healing or anything else. It has to start with other people. It has to start with your contribution to the world, and for me, it has to start with having purpose and being productive. And your healing journey is part of that, to pick the best bets of it. But there still has to be a life beyond it, because I think that's what will give you contentment and purpose, is the things that you're seeking to achieve, as well as to go deep and go inward and understand yourself when you need to. Not sure if that's useful. It's a very difficult conversation topic to discuss, because it's all positive. Anything that's making you more aware, a better human being, is fantastic. This is what it's all about. But at the same time, it can become a negative. It can become toxic healing, because it becomes too self-absorbed. So keep your lens on other people, the lens on the world around you. Self-reflect on what it is you're trying to achieve from your self-awareness journey and your healing journey, because life ultimately has to go on, and you have to enjoy your life. And I find that anyone that's extreme in anything is not enjoying their life. They're being led by something which is maybe not productive. Food for thought, meant in a positive way, meant to help. Sorry if it triggers anyone. Take care from Bali.